Hey there, and welcome back to Trainwreck, an educational monster train series where you watch me struggle at around 200 Pact Shards. Alright, we are trudging onwards. This is an unfortunate episode because we have to play Penumbra. And we just got through a really good Tethys run. Tethys really didn't do all that much, let me be clear, but we had the classic three sirens on a floor run with multi-strike and incan armor 2. At 200 shards, this is always very dicey because even though they were self-infused, we have to scale them fast enough to overcome the Divinity's AoE attacks. This is something that I think goes unsaid in terms of analysis on these 200 shard runs. The Divinity sweep is monumental. I think it sweeps for 17. It's very hard to overcome that every turn without some kind of outside support. In this particular case, I made the difficult decision to select Sapstone over Sunderstone at an event. This is important because it airdropped in 8 sap on that floor in a way that enabled me to overcome that sweep. And that's actually really important. I think it's easy to unga Sunderstone there because big number good, but I don't think it wins. And that's important. We did have a holdover drain as well as some other holdovers like a carving Karuska empowered echo transfer. So we had the incants in order to win, and once you got going it was fine, but it was a very difficult combat, a very difficult run in general otherwise. Something that obviously is generally true at this difficulty, 200 shards. The game is not balanced around 200 shards, so going this high is, deadly, difficult to say the least. But yeah, so that was our previous run, was a victory, go team. We're currently on Penumbra. I don't know, something about walking into this episode playing Penumbra just didn't seem that exciting to me. We're going to be looking for high rolls, as always, but it is Trainwreck, and sadly Umbra does even worse here than in other cases. If this were Primordium, obviously that's a different story, but, it's not. It's Penumbra, it's this guy. You put average champion with bad clan and you get a pretty below average overall performance. But that's all I got for you. So as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's see what we can come up with. I guess this is going to be a shorter intro. It's one of the things about Trainwreck episodes that does seem to be true is I don't really talk about my day all that much. Just kind of out of habit. I've considered changing this and just talking, just talking a little more openly, but typically what happens is that this is the second or third episode I'm recording in a day, so, my day hasn't really changed all that much, and that is, just the way it is, I suppose. Anyway, you all ready for a nightmare? I can't wait. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing okay. I've been struggling sleeping lately. It's something that I think is universally just something people deal with, but I don't know, man. You can only have so many nights of 3 to 4 hours of sleep before your brain just decides not to do anything on the next day. So, and this is definitely one of those days. So I'm going to try my best. We'll put it that way, but forgive me if I make a few dumb errors. So, well, you all ready for this? It is default Umbra, default melting. A classically very bad combo. I don't actually think this is as bad as it used to be, but it is still pretty rough, right? When I say used to be, I'm talking about pre-DLC, when melting was pretty rough, but not bad. You see, the thing is melting got significantly better than the DLC by a lot. So having things like infusions changed everything. Another big factor is things like Bounty Stalker became actually accessible as they were added to banners. And you, of course, added Hallowed Halls. So there's a lot of things that kind of play out in Melting's favor. And we're going to be relying a lot on that because the Umbra side of this is not good. But noting that the starting cards here, Drags, Shadesplitters, these do very little for you. So we'll be facing Rage Talos, Curse Fell, and Chased Seraph. That's a pretty tough combo. It's difficult to address Curse Fell without slowing yourself down into Chased and Divinity. So we're going to need to solve that somehow. Our starting cards are Immortal Trade, Wicklash, Emberforge. It's fine, I guess. Immortal Trade is always nice. It's never incredible, but this could work really well if we end up on a monstrous line. Could work really well in a Relentless anyway in the early game. Wicklash is at least damage scaling and burnout extension, the combination of which makes this a very versatile card. I'm a fan of this. -1 spell chain makes this very potent. And then Ember Forge is also here. Reminder that this is a Trainwreck episode. We'll be going to 200 shards to the best of our ability. So let's look at those temples. No temples early game, incredible. What a great start. Temples on 4, 5, 6, and 8, so 4 temples. We'll be taking pretty much everything from all of them. Dupe on 8 is kind of empty. It's on the steel side, but nothing special. Another dupe on 7 with a cave, competing with a magic shop and a horde. No removals on that whole floor, worth noting. Trinket shop on 6 has the vortex and cave, whereas the steel shop gets a little denied. No magic shop here. Good steel shop on 5, decent magic shop on 5. There's really not a lot to discern from this, other than we do get double steals if we need them, but the magic shops are a little flimsy here, right? Obviously the magic shop is weaker on 5. I don't know if we'll need it. Hard to say. Banner situation, another good steel shop on 4, so a lot of good steel shops, I'll take it. And then, an okay one. And then early game situation, oh, we love to see it. Absolutely. You get all the banner choices. Okay, so on Ring 4 you have a Remnant banner if you want it, but it competes with that steel shop, so it's a little bit of a bummer. You get double magics in the early game. The Hellvent Umbra banner on 3 is there if I really need an Umbra banner. Unlikely, but possible. And then the steel shop has an Umbra banner on 2. So this is going to be a difficult Umbra run if I go that way. Gosh, I hope we see some unit drafts. Alright. Relic today. Waxer Snuffer, Forever Flame. I mean, we're going to click Waxer Snuffer because it doesn't take much for this to pop off. It is early enough we could see any tomb, so that's great. I'm sad giving up the Forever Flame. It's one of my favorite relics. It makes playing pretty much any of this stuff easy. Train Stewards become convenient. Architect versus Glutton. You always pick Architect here. Glutton is way too risky. Glutton is... Imagine you have to hit a very specific set of cards in order for Glutton to win, and you also have to hit a very specific set of relics. Without it, Glutton is bad and will cost you the run. Almost confident. Certainly it will. And some people have this like rose-tinted glasses view of Glutton where they pick it, they high roll into the things that win, and then at the end they say, man, Glutton did great, what a great champion. That's actually super dangerous logic because it's self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You pick it and you hit the things you need, so you win. Of course that's true. It can get to high numbers if you see it and see all the parts. But if you don't see all the parts, I'm going to go to the logbook and show you what this thing is. If you don't see all the parts, it's rough. One of the biggest downsides to this is this buddy is 2020 all the way through, no stat changes, really rough. Look at, like, for instance, Harvest Rector. Harvest Rector at least gets some stats while it scales. The scaling increases significantly, but also it gets some base stats. The fact that Glutton gets nothing is really tragic. But also, you need to answer the morsel problem. You need to answer the survivability problem. You need to answer the how do I hit more than one time problem, because him just doing one big slap is nowhere near good enough, meaning you have to hit Trample Stone or Furnace Tap or both. You need to hit something like Shroud Spike in order to actually scale him to a winning point. Otherwise, since he scales attack faster than defense, he is very vulnerable. You just need to answer all of these things, and if you fail it, you die. You just die. I will add, I really want to click this Horde, but this is the Horde that I would not normally take at 100 shards because it's extremely dangerous here. I think we're going to gamble our way through it. Hey, we got Light's Gift out of it, which is about as good as it could get. The other choices there are okay, but this is a huge survivability bump. Now I just need to not pass away. Aggressive Amulet's doable here, only because of Light's Gift. Yeah, so our plan is Penumbra down, Dreg, Wicklash on the Dreg. Our goal is I need to hit 4 times on this floor. Now I could put like a Train Steward down, I probably should, and that will have to do. I lose the Collector, but that's going to just be one of those things that we deal with. Take the lifesteal morsel upstairs. Guy downstairs, of course, passes away. Goodbye, Collector, that we will never see. No money for us ever again. You know, we just airdrop in the Dreg here, and we clear this. I'm going to keep buffing the one that I've already buffed, because it makes sense to do it. Okay, we at least hit 4 times, which is good. It's great, in fact. So we do take 5 damage because I cannot do more hits on this floor, but that's going to have to be okay. Drag plus Shade Splitter here. I think we auto-win this combat if I just click double Immortal Trade into Penumbra. We take 5 for the trial, and that's about as good as I think we're going to get. Now, the downside, of course, is I think I take all of the damage from the curses, but I think this is a necessary element of winning. Yeah, we get past it. Good. Okay. Thanks, Penumbra. Very cool. Alright. I maybe didn't have to take that much damage, but I did not want to take that risk, is the way I will describe it. That is I needed to win the combat, and we have no access to... We couldn't kill the guys in front of the champion, or the boss, rather. That's an important issue. Not being able to deal with that wave is a little spicy. I'm going to click on Perils, because I think it's smart to click on Perils of Production. We're going to also take Entombed Explosive here over all the other options, thanks to Waxer Snuffer. This is huge. There's a lot of things that can high roll there. Wow. Lady of the Reformed, Shadow Eater, Wickless Baron. I'm going to take the one that at least scales non-zero. It's going to be Baron. Now, I can benefit from Multi-Strike and Endless on the right, which is great. I don't really want an Umbra banner, but it's better than the alternative. I will say that Holdover is very strong here. But the main thing that's drawing me to the Steel Shop is that 2 big upgrades are good, and there's money in the middle, so I can actually afford to re-roll. Incredible. There's a multi-strike. We're going to click it. I'm going to Overgorger. Gross. Absolutely not. You want to talk about a bad unit. This guy is like Glutton Penumbra, except you can upgrade him, and his stats are way worse. And it's weird. It's hard comparing it to anything, but this is such a slow unit. It's also completely possible this is okay with Light's Gift for survivability, but don't do this. We have Baron as a multi-strike. I'm going to go for that. Money in the middle, multi-strike, Baron. Absolutely. Now, Baron is an interesting unit. I do actually think we have to, at 200 shards, click this damage shield 3. Normally at like 100 shards, you could probably get away with double multi-strike here and then rely on a self-infuse or something in order to actually get this kill, but or to rather to get him scaling. But because the Divinity sweeps so hard, I think we do have to commit pretty hard to survivability here. Yeah, and Damage Shield 3 is one of the best survivabilities that you can get. I'll take it. That is reasonable. We move on. Alright. This unit draft is going to cause me problems. It's armor. I'm going to take damage for this. 100% I take damage for this. I would like to look. I think I take damage, but I don't die, and that's going to have to be okay. Alright, Penumbra down, Baron down. Now, if I Perils the Baron, if you Wicklash the Baron, you can maybe get over the threshold. But then you're reliant on hitting the Wicklashes in time, and you might just lose the combat. Perils puts him at 11. It's still not enough to kill all of these, because he's going to lose that rage. I really can't play this. So, bummer. It's okay. We at least kill something. Take some morsels upstairs, I guess. We're going to leak a bunch of damage, and that's going to have to be okay. Fine. Alright, now, something I can do is I can play Dregs up here. which do swing additional kills. The Dreg, I put it in front because it kills this guy, the Collector. Then Penumbra kills mid guy. And those 2 kills put Baron at 16. And with 16, he kills some kills, which is about as good as you could hope for. So we're going to put down as much stuff as we can. We get the money for it, which is honestly okay. These guys burn out upstairs. Actually important, in my opinion. It's true. Get 'em, bud. Or whatever it is. Sure. Okay, they go upstairs. I think we make it out. Yeah, we do. Alright, Bomb is your friend. Great work. Baron does things. Okay, Baron is horrifically slow. Is one of the problems this unit has. He scales health, which is great, but that's about all he can do, which is not good. I actually think Baron should be something like a +5, +0, or whatever. I don't know. Kind of like go the route of First of Kin. But we have a multi-striker. We're not going to pivot off of this. So the question then becomes Immortal Trade, Second Perils, Pack Morsels, skip for money. It's fine. Molten Encasement is a winning defensive line into the Divinity here. 100%. I'm going to click it. I do desperately need to find... Oh, Paraffin Enforcer, it's possible. I was going to say I do desperately need to find an Endless for these tombs. I think that's going to be important. These infusions are not it. I think if I'm going to go Harvest, I need to self-infuse in order to lean into what I already have. So we don't take this. We sell this. I was looking for another Baron, basically, and that's just how I was feeling it. If I go to the right, I get a Hellvent. I think we take this opportunity to go to the left and see this magic shop. I don't need this Umbra Banner. The Hellvent's not that powerful. I think this is a strong choice. Maybe we see the holdover of our dreams. First Hell Pact. I did open the relic in the middle. I think it's important. Hell's Banners, this is almost certainly going to be regularly popping from the Train Stewards, the Shade Splitters, the Dregs, and everything else. I think it's got to be Hell's Banners here, and this is good because it might actually answer the question of what the heck am I doing on Fel. Let's make sure, if I see a holdover at 120, I think I desperately need to be able to afford it, so let's spin this as is. Okay, we don't end up seeing it. It's a bummer. I also don't have anything that can take magic power right now, which is also a bummer. So this is a pretty nasty opener for us. Spike Driver Colony? This is terrifying with Waxer Snuffer. If I had taken the Paraffin Enforcer infusion, I think we could have done something really dumb here, but I didn't, and also the order of operations here is bad. You really don't want to add this many permanent copies with Waxer Snuffer of Spike Driver Colony. They also can't be upgraded for for this whole battle. This is definitely not the place for a Spike Driver. They do not self-scale. They do not have scaling assistance at all. I'm going to click on automatic rail spikes though, because I do not have anything that can do pings, and I think this is a pretty decent solution for that. 20 in consume on an auto rail spike is good. I don't want to copy them in this state, but remember they all get consumed anyway, so putting a 20 consume on it is a nice burst for this. I'll take that opener. Now I am looking for like a +30 or a 10 in piercing on those guys though. So we're probably not going to copy any now unless I desperately need to, but I do think grabbing that is at least good enough. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play upstairs, unsurprisingly to anyone. Do not click Immortal Trade, I want to do other things. Alright. I would like to save my friend. Hey, we did it. Good job. Great news. I'm going to take a morsel upstairs. This is not going to be very helpful. I put the dreg in front because I think I needed to in case Talos went upstairs, but it's going to burn out and I lose that damage shield anyway. Bummer. Okay. I would like very much to play a dreg here because she slays it, which is not great. I could put I'm going to put the bomb down as well. I'm going to put this bomb in as well. I guess I could have done this in a different order and then gotten the Ember Drain. I kind of don't care about the Ember Drain here, if only because there's just a lot going on, but... And it doesn't matter all that much. Because you have, what, Morsel that you drop, and then... You see how easy it is for me to generate this Ember? It's fine. Dreg upstairs at least gets a kill. I'll take that. I could also, this is a great example, I can just play the Rail Spike and do damage and not slay with it, and that's perfect. Sure. Okay, I'm feeling reasonably alright about this, as is, which is great news. You just play out a drag. Let's see. 25, 32, 32. He does get buffed here. It's good. I could play a drag in the back and stop this damage altogether, which most importantly does get a kill, which I appreciate. That is strong. I could actually buff up this drag to pretty respectable levels. Sure, why not? 6 burnout, 29 damage. It's good. I'm going to leave that stealth tomb in for an eventual relentless. I think that's useful. And we're okay for the time being. Look at this morsel first. Yeah, so the plan here is we can play Umbra Buddy upstairs, give him the perils, give up the Train Steward, and chill a little bit. Yes, I could have put the Stealth Tomb up there, but I am trying to scale, which is okay. I will play an Immortal Trade in front upstairs. I think that one is worthwhile. It gives me 3 additional turns. And I think we easily win this. Great work. Go team. Cool. Alright. We get through this combat without too much issue. I've taken pretty much every shard available to me, and that's going to just be fine. I haven't seen a temple yet, is the main thing. Devourer of Death. I mean, Devourer of Death is the answer to my backline. It's also the answer to getting additional Baron triggers. It's Waxer Snuffer. We're going to take that 100%. Becomes my infusion. More than... Oh my god, Bounty Stalker. Be still my heart. I skipped a giraffe in this run. Do I hard pivot? Do I hard pivot here? No. I think, man, pivoting, I have the multi-strike already. You could take him, and then if you see a multi-strike endless, just full hard pivot. I don't have a lot of money, though, is the thing. I can walk to this steel shop and buy one thing, is where I'm at, which is a bit of a bummer. I think with Waxer Snuffer, man, that's good. Is this the hard pivot? I think we are going to go with Bounty Stalker. I'm going to click him. We're going to take card draw here. I think it's fine. I have Ember kind of solved as long as I can hit more units or like things like Shade Splitters. If we go left here, I could take an Endless or a Multi-Strike, which is great. Yeah, alright. So we now have Bounty Stalker active. Kind of. Kind of. I need a lot of money, as it turns out. Spell Chain. I need a ton of money. Honestly, Spell Chain on the automatic rail spikes is pretty good. These can make some pretty interesting copies of each other. This is interesting because it has a baseline damage. I don't love this as much as like a Tenon Piercing, but not terrible. The real annoying thing is that I'm going to be relying on a lot of stuff going right here until I can do the Self-Infused Baron on Ring 8. It's so late for that, but I think I need to do it. I need a lot of steel shops and I need a lot of money because I need to be looking at... These next 2 steel shops are excellent. I need to just not die, essentially. So let's cut the Stewards because they are slowing me down. They're not terrible cards, but I do want to get rid of them. We're also going to Architect 2 here. I pretty much have to find ways to take everything. I think Spell Chain is actually best spent here in this Wicklash because I might eventually be able to play these into the Barons, or the Baron singular. So I'm going to do that. I don't get my infusion now unless I want to take an infusion. That sucks. Ugh, I already have to think about this. I'm at 55 here. I have 3 more temples. I can do 3 infusions, so we're guaranteed to reach 200 if I desperately need to. I'm guaranteed to do a Baron infusion on ring 8, and then the problem is I can't self-infuse this loser and then dupe him after he's self-infused because we didn't see another Baron. The alignment was not good. And we don't have another dupe until our next... This is a big issue, right? No, the dupe was early game. No temples. I couldn't do a self-infuse. Next dupe is not until ring 7, and then there's only 1 temple after that. So I can never self-infuse him and then duplicate him afterwards. So I'm never creating the double Baron floor that I want, is one major issue here. I'm going to be relying on Bounty Stalker to make up the difference. Problem is, I need multiple endlesses. I really need to find an endless for Bounty Stalker. I think that's pretty critical. Other problems are I'm going to probably have to use a Dragon Fusion in the Bounty Stalker to get him to die faster. This doesn't help me now because I can't return him. This is all kind of garbage. There's a lot of problems here. Okay, we're going to have to solve them, but I need to not die in the interim. I can take 50 shards on ring 8 plus the dupe is locked and it's not a shard giver. So that's 100, or 50 at the 8, so that's 105. Take this relic on 7, that's 120. Maybe I dupe something here, we'll see. Maybe it's Magic Shop though. And then, so at 120, I need 80 shards between rings 5 and 6, which is a lot. That's a lot. 50 baseline, which means even with 1 dupe, it's not enough. So what I should do is I pretty much have to take this intrinsic. This intrinsic is garbage. I don't want it. Alright, I'm not going to do this. We're going to lock ourselves into a dupe later. I don't want to take garbage stuff, is the thing. That intrinsic does nothing for me. Mark of Invasion, absolutely. I need money. I mentioned this before. I think that's important. Right. I can go Shade Splitter first to save Ember Drain, and then we get the Baron down, which is good. I am going to just drop Bounty Stalker. He will pass away, and that is honestly going to have to be okay. The drag on that floor is important so that I guarantee kill all of these other guys. Very useful. We're going to bomb downstairs to do 100 there to that friend. Very important. Do I want to take the rail spike here? Maybe. Maybe not. I could extend the burnout on my friend upstairs. I think the damage is relevant here. I don't really want a copy of this. So what I think I do is I'm going to do 120 downstairs, 60 downstairs. I want to wait 1 more, because I could see a plus 30 or a 10 in piercing on that last one. Okay. Morsel is your friend. I should honestly consider putting the other drag in. It's great, or at least it's something. We let the rest go. We are scaling at least modestly, which is something. I'll take it. Now, I should play like... How am I doing upstairs? It's going to be a bit of a struggle, Fiesta. Let's go ahead and Wicklash 1, Wicklash 2. The question becomes, how do I want to approach Harvester of Death nonsense? If I can get 2 units killed... The problem is I want these harvests upstairs, is the real dilemma. The question is just... Is it worth getting the curses for it? These other frontline guys did not get upgraded, which is relevant, by the way. I'm doing, what is this, 48 plus 53 is 10... Is that really 101? It is 101, which is 4 damage shy of killing this clipped Guardian, but I can do the double slaps with Baron to kill 2. So I think we're in a pretty okay space if I want to just like buff a little upstairs and then sack guys downstairs. We'll leave Mr. Molten Encasement in, I think. And we'll put the Devourer downstairs just so that eventually we get a kill out of it. Incredible work. Top floor. I can get this kill by just simply placing the Dreg in, and I think that's worth it. Honestly, even if it is Ember Drain, he'll burn out eventually, and I'm not terribly mad about it. Sure, sure, sure. Everything burns out upstairs. Not great, admittedly, but fine. I will say at least killing all of the backlines on bottom floor will be good, so there's that. Let's play a Shade Splitter downstairs. Remember, don't feed curses on this, but I do want to play out stuff. So we can at least make some progress here. Yeah, okay. Fine. All those guys burn out upstairs. We at least have a functional setup otherwise. We do take 2 curses. I'm not terribly mad about it, because I think we win upstairs pretty convincingly, but, you know, fair enough. He burns out, so I don't actually take anything. Alright, we're fine. Mortal Trades save this in a big way. Cool. It works. Alright. At the end of that combat, Baron's only doing a 68. It's not good. It's not enough. That's not winning. Not in any sense whatsoever. Forever Consumed, Prism Retrieval, Ember Cache, none of these are good. Skip for money. We at least have cash, okay? That's relevant. Mortal Entrapment is probably pretty important. I mean, Engulfed in Smoke serves a similar purpose, and I have the Molten Encasement, so actually let's grab that instead. Alright, good. I need to go to the steel shop. We're looking for Endless, and if I miss constantly, I think we're losing. Alright, we see an Endless. Amazing work. Go team. Cut the Train Stewards. Now, if I'm asking myself what is the single most important Endless target here, it's actually... Tenet Piercing. We got it. Great job. Wonderful. Auto Rail Spikes online. -2 here going into that Engulfed in Smoke. Excellent work. I think it's honestly going to be... Oh, it's such a difficult decision. It's so difficult because I could do Dragon Fusion on Bounty Stalker for a guaranteed 2-turn death. Although that's not as useful because, the Stealth 1, he will get shot anyway. I think... Because of the permanent nature of this scaling, I think the Endless on Bounty Stalker is more relevant overall. I think so. I think so, yeah. Okay. There he is. Our boy gets it. He's online. Now, re-rolling this does nothing for me. I already hit the Endless. Now, infusion-wise... My biggest bummer here, in my opinion, is that I guess I could put the bomb into Bounty Stalker, which is kind of a weird circumstance where he does 100 damage whenever he comes back. You know that's actually not bad, right? Entombed Explosive Bounty Stalker is not terrible. He does 100 damage when he passes away, too. Sure, actually. And then my plan eventually will be Molten Encasement with Devourer of Death's Infusion. Upstairs. Alright, sure. Bomb. Remember, I have to take shards as kind of the real tragedy here. I'd like to remove Garbage. Which, honestly, at this point, is Shade Splitter. We're going to cut a Shade Splitter, and then there's money with the Steel Shop coming up, which we are going to go to, so I can do a double removal here and be okay. Alright, let's move on. I do at least feel like I got stronger there in an important way. I think Crystal Cloak does not frighten me as much as some of the other ones do. Multi-Strike I think we overcome because they don't attack me, and I can Bounty Stalker problem solve. I'm going to play the Bounty Stalker middle so it dies on turn 2 against the Silent Marksman and not And not the other stuff, which is another way of saying, you know, the harvest guy. Not going to play the encasement yet. I don't want him to be on that floor. Right. I can put Devourer of Death down, and I think we actually clear mid-floor, which is cool. Yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and auto rail spike out the front enemy on bottom floor. Although I really should play the Shade Splitter first, of course. I think that is a smarter choice. We want to try to get scaling and multiple copies of this. Let's blast the front enemy downstairs. Good job. We're actually making progress. We get the Collector too, which is nice. Amazing. Guy is back. We just airdrop him middle. He does like 84 damage, which is honestly pretty good when you're really thinking about it. So there's that. Sack the Ember Forge. I don't want him. He shoots twice and then it walks and it's okay. Upstairs, we do get every kill. Incredible work. Mid-floor, making some good progress. I'm good with that. Alright, I think that's fine. I'll put double dregs upstairs and let them burn out, and that's going to be okay. Play some stealth for no real reason other than that I can. I might as well Wicklash the Bounty Stalker. Might as well. He dies anyway, and it's fine. Alright. Bounty Stalker is doing pretty alright here. I'm going to play him middle. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I need to actually kill some enemies here, or I think we're going to do bad. Do poorly, rather. True. True, true. I will play one Wicklash on middle just so that he at least burns out in two. I don't want the copy upstairs. Alright, fine. Okay. Bounty Stalker burns out. It's good. I want to get Mr. Molten Encasement upstairs right now. I'm also going to start pinging in the back downstairs. I want to build up these... I want to build up the auto rail spikes. I guess I could play it upstairs. I'm not actually killing this guy. I'm taking a lot of damage here. I'm gonna stop this damage, actually. So what I should do is perils on the Bounty Stalker so that I kill upstairs, which is a big swing. Yeah, this stops me from taking, like, you know, 50 damage or something, which is pretty reasonable. You airdrop in Bounty Stalker. He does some respectable amounts of damage. We get a morsel up top. It'll have to do. I'm going to click the Engulfed in Smoke. I think we're about as good as we're going to get here. So that's reasonable. All right. We live incredibly, which means I can actually airdrop in the Bounty Stalker here and get another Extinguish. I'm impressed. Yeah, sure. I'm impressed here. We honestly do pretty okay. Woof. What a scary, bad-looking everything. I'll take Boon to the Blacksmith. My Bounty Stalker is already at 100 damage because this guy is double scaling and he's popping off. So that's pretty cool. Gem Trove, no. I'd rather use Stealth. I will 100% click Crushing Demise because, I mean, actually, Sacred Wicks might be genuinely better. But there's a lot of trash in there that's not going to be great. Subsuming Blade is pretty cool. It's a little late. I'm going to take Crushing Demise. This hits a mini-boss and you just feel really good about your life. We want to go and keep hunting for second Endless and Burnout 1s because Monster Train, the video game, has decreed that I need these. Burnout 1 I will take into the Molten Encasement. Yes, that's something. I'm going to re-roll this quick. We do not see an Endless. I might not see another Endless, and if I don't, that's going to have to be okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have to do another infusion to make up for the fact that I can't get these plus 30s and 10 in piercings. Okay. Wow, okay. Let's go ahead and do the Devourer into Molten Encasement here. This is a good thing for me to eventually have anyway. Oh no, I can't take the 10 in piercings and stuff. I'm at 130, 145. I can get 50 from the end by self-infusing. This does mean I think I have to go to the dupe on the right on ring 7 to dupe the Baron. And then I can do Baron dupe on 7, self-infuse, and then dupe the 15. I think that'll work, right? I take it on 7, get a second Baron, self-infuse him immediately on ring 8, then dupe the self-infused copy. That'll have to do. That will have to do. That's a scary realization. We can't take any of these upgrades. I should have grabbed Subsuming Blade, I guess. I didn't even think about that. I have the Rail Spikes. I was like, I got pings, but the thing is that I've already fully upgraded those. Alright. Well, we move on, I suppose. It'll have to do. 130 is not as scary into Curse Fell, but I do need to answer curses or we're going to pass away. So, dicey at least. There you go, Bounty Stalker. Kill a bunch of guys. Seems good. We're going to airdrop, drag in... I think I am going to just take the Rail Spike shot right away, actually, and we're going to save the Molten Encasement for Relentless if we can. Sure. Wow, Bounty Stalker does actually get the kill, which is pretty great, I think. Yeah, I like that. I could crush, but there's no reason to. I'd like to make sure I get these kills in, if possible. So, sure. I will double Wicklash on bottom, or at least I guess triple Wicklash. There's no reason not to do it, right? It's true. I want kills upstairs is like an important piece of this. I want kills upstairs, but I also really want to scale Mr. Bounty Stalker, and he's also stopping curses in a very important way, so that's also just objectively true. I should scale. I'm going to take the auto rail spike here, I think. Yeah. That's good. Okay, fine. Alright, we're getting pings. These pings are strong. I like them. We do 100 damage downstairs. A very important turn, I'll say. Our goal at this point is to play out and get as many of our guys killed as possible upstairs, if I can. This is a rough turn. Airdrop in the Bounty Stalker. We're going to play a drag up top. Remember, we are answering Curse Fell thanks to the power of... How do I feel about 6 burnout on Wickless Baron? Six burnout? I think that's going to be good. I think that I need this damage buff in an important way. That I'm willing to go 6 burnout in for the plus 30 whatever there, and that's going to have to be okay, I think. Yeah. One of the challenges about this Bounty Stalker is I cannot get him killed conveniently on my own. So that is something of an issue. I guess I could have played the Molten Encasement there, but I was a little leery about burning my 4 stealth. I'll take this damage. It's just 7, right? It's just 7, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, fine. 7 damage, I have a lot, it's okay. 80 here is 55 hit. Okay, so we take like maybe 1 damage. I'm going to try to Elevator as much as I can. I wish to play the Rubble Friend. Engulfed in Smoke here. Sure. We're okay. Airdrop in the guy. He's doing great. I wish to crush mid-floor here. I'm going to go ahead and Rail Spike up top, because it gets a kill, but it also gets another copy. I would like a... How many am I at right now? 5? I would like another copy of Rail Spike here. This is a very good card for me to have extra copies of. Good. Cool. We just elevator Mr. Bounty Stalker here, and I think we're going to do pretty alright. I will take the Stealth Tomb upstairs now. Good. Cool. Engulfed in smoke. Trust. Wicklash. Oh, we do it. Incredible. I'm going to airdrop in the Bounty Stalker. He at least passes away. It's perfect. Okay. Scary, but we get it. Our Bounty Stalker is presently doing 218 damage, and then I get the upgrade on the Rail Spikes here, feeling pretty decent about that. I'm going to take the Remnant Pact. I can connect that with my Tomb, and we win. Okay, I do not need space. I need lots of card draw. Lots of card draw. Ember is kind of already solved. I think this is coming together. Yeah, you get the improved Rail Spike upgrade, which is awesome. This weaponizes all of them, and they already had consume, so it doesn't really change much. But look at this. They're all just like 40 in piercings, and they take their X costs. Now, if I had taken the improved first Rail Pact, they'd be even stronger here, but, you know, I'm glad I grabbed the Wax for Snuffer and Light's Gift instead. We go to the right. We must dupe. Recall that this is critical. Try to overstack. Give me the goods. All right, purge a card, gain a card. Fine. I suppose the card I'm most likely to get rid of is Shade Splitter here, so goodbye. Random Umbra? Melting? There's nothing. I mean, a lot of the really good melting cards I don't want. I already have the Remnant Pact. We'll take Umbra. Shroud, Spike. I'm swiftly getting rid of all my morsels. I think we just sell this for 10 gold. It's a free removal. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. If this had been like Sunderstone or something, I might have like really popped off, but it's okay. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to take Firestone Housing. 100%. 1000%. I could see a Burnout 1, which goes into Bounty Stalker, which is nuts. I could see another Multi-Strike, which goes into Baron, which is nuts. I'm going to click this for sure. 100%. The Baron must be duped here. Right? Math it out. The Baron is duped here, so I can self-infuse him next floor and then dupe him, which is 50 from the temple and then 15 from the dupe. The problem is I desperately need to take something that has magic power in it, so that if I see plus 30 and 15 piercing, I am okay. That is a very important thing. Now, you could say to me, I should hedge against that possibility that I don't draft anything with magic power. It is certainly possible. If that happens, there is no dupe that gets me to 200 shards here. If I can't take anything from this temple except the infusion, it's... And then a dupe, it's what, like 25, 15, I go to 185 and I miss. So we just have to draft well. And this could be an instance where I just had to take that Subsuming Blade earlier and skip like the Crushing Demise. That's so stupid if that's the case. Anyway, we're going to dupe the Baron. If we end up on a 185 shard run here because of the stupidity of all this, then that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and take Armor Emblem despite the fact that this is terrifying. I think we're okay at 140 life. This is a high HP environment, but Bounty Stalker lands and just straight up murders a man, which is about as good as I think you could hope for, if I'm being real with you. So, there's that as well. Thanks, bud. Good job. You just airdrop Bounty Stalker, he kills a bunch, seems good. And then I can, you know, sacrifice random units, and that's fine. I think I should leave Winged Conduit here. Bounty Stalker's doing a majority of this work. What if I just hang on to the bounty? What if I just, honestly, I could just self-ping him, which is strong but also unnecessary. I wonder if I go 140. Our damage scaling is not very good upstairs. I think we let this ride on middle. I'm going to save the rail spikes for a second kill later, I think, and chill on this. It's kind of a weird circumstance, but I do think it's correct. We get a kill upstairs. That is something. It is worth being happy about. If I crush middle, there's a reasonable chance. I could actually... interesting. I think here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and crush middle. There was a chance I hit something better than that there. But we didn't hit it. And that's okay, I think. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the rail spike at the guy in front. I'm a little leery about this circumstance. We need to have enough damage that we actually puncture the floor. But I also really want to... Bounty Stalker must go middle. He dies immediately, but he actually does some work here. And then you... Single drag upstairs gets this kill, which is great. And then I can take a Shade Splitter. And we shoot the guy in the back for additional damage, and we're okay. Yes. Save the rail spike. If I have to play Bounty Stalker upstairs, I can. It's pretty rough right now. I'm going to be clear with you. That's a pretty rough... I could put him down with the rail spike, though, which is pretty cool. I think we Bounty Stalker middle and then just hit the Crushing Demise, and we get a decent amount here. And then we shoot the guy in front, which gets a kill, and I take 1 damage for this. I'll take it. It could be worse. Stealth upstairs for no real reason other than that I can. I'm going to Elevator Mr. Bounty Stalker because he does an important amount of damage to every enemy here. And then I can kill 1 upstairs and it gets both, and then I can pop the multi-strike downstairs and we chill. Okay, I think we get through this combat. I think Bounty Stalker's doing a lot of the heavy lifting fairly obviously, but, you know, upstairs is doing okay. He's doing his best, alright? I don't want to hear it. It's fine. Thanks, Bounty Stalker. Extremely cool. Yeah, we get out of this exclusively due to Bounty Stalker business. Guy is doing 600 damage a round. Now, I could dupe him as well. That's an option, and just give up on this Baron BS, which is hilarious. No magic power options on this one. Gem Trove, Crucible Extension, Cannibalize. We're not going to get it, are we? Alright, Votavary is pretty cool, I'll admit. Votavary is draw positive with the Waxer Snuffer, and she's Harvest. She's also an Endless Infusion if I really want to go that way, but I don't think it's helpful. Alright, so now we just need to not see plus 30s, okay? Just don't see plus 30s and 10 in piercings. We're going to go to the dupe. I pretty much have to. Okay, so Monster Train literally hates me. Monster Train literally hates me. This is unreal. I'm so upset about this. I had to... So if I wanted this to be a 200 shard run, I had to, like 3 rings ago, identify a useless Subsuming Blade just to take plus 30s and 10 in piercings. That is unbelievable. I cannot believe Monster Train was like, well, that seems like the thing to do. Ugh. Well, I'm going to get as many shards as I can. Self-infuse the Baron for sure here. And then we're going to dupe the Baron. But I'm going to look at the Temple. Oh man, we get the multi-strike and everything. And a burnout 1 for Bounty Stalker. Man, this would have been a great 100, 200 shard run. But, you know, fine. Reroll. No Endless here, so we will have to connect the dots. I honestly think the right choice is straight up just the Bounty Stalkers and give up on the Barons. I actually think that's true. We go to 185. You know what? I've done a lot worse, okay? I've done a lot worse. I'm so annoyed at this. I'm so annoyed at this. Wow, that's bad. Iron Drop Cage. Dread Jack Strips is incredible. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to reroll. Ah, Lightstone casing. It almost got me excited until I already realized I had 3 upgrades in the rail spikes. It's a real bummer. I can take the combustible wax, at least. I'm going to play the game right, and it's going to be a high shard run at 185. You're going to have to forgive me. I freaking tried, okay? I tried. I think my way of approaching this was about as reasonable as it could get. The only thing I could have done, I mean, if I'd taken the random intrinsic at the beginning or something, or if I had done, like, I've done so many infusions in this run. 1, 2, 3 infusions. I could have potentially done a Ring 4 infusion on a Dreg. I mean, there were some options here, for sure. But, good grief. Good grief. Anyway, I'm going to cut a card. This card that's being cut is going to be Shade Splitter. Basically, I want to turn my redraws into as many hits of this Engulfed in Smoke as physically possible, so I think it's reasonable. 185 out of 100. You know, you'll forgive me. Ah, man, there's nothing I could have done here. Alright, fair enough. Let's go punch Chased in the head. It's at least pretty high shards. I would feel much worse if this were a lower number, but it is what it is. Alright, anyway, we're gonna Elevator. We're gonna do a lot of damage to... Oh wait, I did just take Combustible Wax with Burnout 1 here. I'm a complete goon. I am a complete goon. Anyway, I think I'm going to... I don't actually need them to... I don't need them to do anything in particular. If he shoots and then gets shot, it's fine. That's very funny, actually. It's extremely entertaining. That's okay. That is a-okay with me. I don't really need to do anything fancy here. Save the pings. Like, I don't need them to scale. Let's be clear about that. I don't need my bounty stalkers to do a whole bunch of work here. It's okay. In fact, we're actually fine because I high rolled the encasement plus remnant pact on this turn. So, I mean, like, we're actually super okay in a lot of ways, and that's great news. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we actually win off the back of Bounty Stalker hard carrying everything, and as funny as that is, that's just kind of the nature of Monster Train right here, so fair enough. It's pretty entertaining. Oh my god, I took the combustible wax because I was so mad, and it hurts the stupid tomb as well. Ah, don't talk to me. It's fine. I'm so annoyed at that. That's one of the most frustrating things I think I have dealt with in recent history. At least the Wicklashes work really well on the Barons. I'll give you that at least. Good grief. Good grief. Alright, so I now have to spend pretty much exclusively all of my... automatic rail spikes killing my own tomb? That's fair. It's going to look better on the Divinity because he at least attacks every turn, but that is very funny. Incredible news. Honestly, you know, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. We could have been in the audience. It's fine. Hey, look, Tomb is great. They cleared the day's amazing work. We did it. Monster Train has been achieved. Monster Train! How could you? It's fine, I just don't click cards. It's okay. I'm not terribly upset about anything here. We're okay, right? Everything's fine? 100%? You ready for this? I'm gonna shoot my own unit because it's the right way to get this done. Amazing. Thank you, Auto Rail Spikes. I'm definitely handling the combustible wax intelligently. Cool. tomb can go upstairs, I'm going to shoot him again because that's a thing that I do. We're at least doing a lot of damage thanks to the Wicklashes, though. That's pretty nice. We're going to get some free hits here into Seraph in a big way, which is great. We have a lot of all of the other resources up here, too, so I actually feel pretty good about our position for fighting and winning this combat. That's pretty cool. Who has a bigger number? They're the same right now. Incredible. I'm making one faster. Go team. Alright, we get the victory. Good job. He blows them up. Amazing work. Okay. Alright, y'all. We're doing fine. The Divinity will die, despite the fact that I have clicked combustible wax out of frustration and have completely ruined my entire Burnout 1 strategy on the explosive and on my tomb. You know, it's fine. I acknowledge the mistake, and it's okay. It's fine. I'm going to take the Ember Drain here specifically so I can get... Well, it doesn't actually matter. Cool. Take the Ember Drain because I don't actually want to play them up there. I didn't want to stealth them on the floor is the thing. Okay. We'll put Dreg down first. Then I'll put Baron down. It's fine. I do wish to play the Bounty Stalker here. Of course. Play him down. It's good. Kill a bunch of stuff. I'm going to click the Wicklash. Burnout 5 is pretty reasonable. We are fine to hold on to the auto rail spikes for now. I don't see any reason to push this. Yeah, I don't see any reason to push it too hard here. Airdrop in the other guy. We killed 2 scary men. Incredible. We play Votavary. It's good. We will try to get as many of these things shot as possible. It's good. I can even get morsels killed, and I feel pretty good about our scaling there. Top floor will be alright. I'm going to ping out Curse Boy downstairs. Or Spikes Boy, rather. Sure. It's a lot of scaling when you have a sweeper like that upstairs, so I feel pretty reasonable about that. Our angle is going to be Bounty Stalker again. Play Votavary up top. Wicklash is your friend. Sacrifice Mr. Emberforge. I'm not feeling confident. I'm going to have to play a Bounty Stalker upstairs, I think. Yeah, if I shoot the man in front here, I think we actually get a couple kills. Yeah, and it does mean that this other guy does not die, but that's okay, I think. Personally, I'm okay with this. It cleans up that top floor in a big way, which I'm happy about. Engulfed in smoke, airdrop in the Votavary. Good. Bounty Stalker to middle is your friend. Punch, it kills chains, which is... You know, let me describe that as a good thing. I can sacrifice a Shade Splitter as well. It's pretty decent. Top floor's looking okay. Alright. This is cursed as heck, but we are at least winning, it looks like. Bounty Stalker's doing hard carrying here. Another turn where I do not connect the Molten Encasement with the stealth that I would like to do that to. We're still winning upstairs because I'm doing enough damage in the back. Downstairs, I'm going to start blowing stuff up. Looks good. Okay. I see an Endless Tomb. Maybe I'll draw around fast enough. I don't. It's fine. We lose Penumbra. And that's, I guess, going to have to be okay. Crush downstairs, just high roll the mini boss for sure. I mean, I think we're winning here, right? It's true. I do feel like I am winning the run, so there's that. I can do some extra damage here. It's like 1,000 damage to the boss, which is pretty awesome. I can play the Shade Splitter and get that shot. I do think we are pulling off a victory. just off the back of enough stats on Baron to win Relentless. Certainly we're also doing thousands of damage here as appropriate as well, which is nice. I'm going to start blasting mid-floor out, I think. Yeah. I think we're okay. Crush downstairs. Hey, good hit. Good hit. We like it. I am going to give up the ghost on the molten encasement business, and that's fine. I guess I could have played the stealth first before doing any of this, and that would have been fine as well. That's okay. I can push just like a casual 400 and something through here, which is pretty nice. Like 800 damage to the boss. Actually, I will airdrop in Bounty Stalker upstairs because he'll live that full burnout for. The combustible wax was actually a genius play. Look at this. They get the stealth and he's going to hang out and murder late into Relentless. Incredible work. Then you stealth mid-floor like a genius and it kills 2 big guys. Actually, I'm incredibly smart and none of you can stop me. I'm too good at the video game, as it turns out. 100% too powerful. Yeah. I don't know what you all were thinking. I'm too good. Too incredibly smart at the video game to be defeated. Look, we still win. It's fine. It's fine. Monster Train, okay? Monster Train. It doesn't matter that the combustible wax ruined my strategy. It actually helped in the end. I think that, you know, the combustible wax from the Wicklash is a strong play. I didn't really need the scaling here, and Divinity was answering needing my tomb to die fast enough. Of course, the problem being that the tomb never got endless on Divinity anyway, because I was relying on other strategies, and they repeatedly were just like, I don't know, here's a plus 30 and a 10 in piercing. But this is a very frustrating run just from the virtue of the temples. Those 2 temples giving me plus 30s and 10 in piercings just to spite me and prevent me from hitting 200 shards is maddening. That is maddening. We super win this run even if we get another 15 shards or whatever. So all that I have to do is skip Crushing Demise, I think it was, for Subsuming Blade, which is a bad card here just to answer the question 5 rings later that I needed to get 15 shards. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, it's fine. It's still a win. It's at least pretty close to 200. I shouldn't feel too bad about it. Yeah. Bounty Stalker, I will say, hard popped off. This saved the day in a big way. I'm glad that I pivoted into it. I do not think we win the run without it, for sure. The Entombed Explosive Infusion, actually unironically pretty good. And yeah, good stuff. Big fan. Unironically, I think this is awesome. I think the way that I ended up doing this was a bit of a bummer, right? I don't think that my Ring 8 was very well played. I think that I could certainly have ended up with a stronger setup. If I realized that I was going to take Burnout Extender, what you should do is instead just put the second multi-strike in the Bounty Stalker and then dupe that so the guy's hitting 463 by 3, and then you have 2 of those guys that just kind of clobber entire waves, and you then just kind of play the stealth in front of them and forget your other floor. That's really what this should have looked like. But because of the 15 shards going missing and that temple completely obliterating my brain, I honestly brain-offed. I brain-offed because I was frustrated with it and didn't make the connection. I think if you don't take combustible wax, this play with Bounty Stalker is correct because you are constantly scaling them. And this gets you actually higher numbers even beyond this into Divinity. And then in that universe, you just put like another damage shield 3 into Baron or something. And I think that's superior. I think you throw away Mr. Baron and you go in on Bounty Stalker for sure once you get to Divinity. There's no real reason not to. You've gotten past Crystal Cloak, you've gotten past all the real challenges here, and I think that what I ended up choosing here is fine because the Bounty Stalker was so far ahead, but it's not optimal. And this could have been improved significantly. So keep that in mind. Honestly, I did a bad job here. My bad. And I'm acknowledging it, fully realizing in hindsight that I made poor decisions. It's frustrating, but it's okay. So not only did I mess up on the shards by not taking the subsuming blade, I also messed up on the strategy of the run, which is, a double bummer, but that's okay. You will all forgive me, hopefully. The rest of this run, I do really want to shout out automatic rail spikes for being legitimately quite good here. I was very impressed with that overall. I think we held out as long as we could and then took this, and this ended up popping off. 40 damage and piercing is a very strong line. Everything that's backline dies to this, and you can also push this number higher by using Hell's Banners to come out ahead. I will also add, I think that Hell's Banners absolutely ripped here. A really strong relic that we were taking advantage of pretty much every turn. And in the end, when I was playing lots of Bounty Stalkers, definitely every turn. Plus that Votavary. Just like so much Ember coming out of this. So this is what let me get past Fell. This is what let me get past not needing Ember anywhere else for how expensive the run is. And honestly, the run ended up being really strong thanks to melting. So fair enough. Even though it was Umbra melting, the run had no problems winning. So anyway, that's Monster Train. We did get a victory. You'll forgive me for all the myriad mistakes I made along the way, but it's all good. We take the W and move on. We'll do better next time. That's all we can say. So yeah, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if for some reason you actually still enjoyed this despite everything. And you can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.